gentlemen, when I grow old, I shall wander about the streets in a badly stained, moth-eaten overcoat. I shall wear a balaclava hat day and night, and have a row of medals pinned to my chest that don't belong to me. I shall shout incoherently at passers-by, nothing that makes any sense, and do a lot of drivelling in a very unpleasant manner in the hope of upsetting people. I shall point across the road telling everyone that all this was fields. And there used to be a sweet shop where the off-licence is now. Then I shall swivel around, suddenly for no apparent reason, making conversation with people who are clearly unimaginary, and who died 50 years ago, or come from China, or outer space, or Gloucester. Yes, that's what I'll do. I shall take great delight in shambling from pub to pub, getting young people to buy me a drink under the misapprehension that I am a character, because I am very old and dirty, and insanity, and deranged, and daft. And I shall ramble on and on about how there used to be an ironmonger's shop where the Cheltenham and Gloucester Building Society is today, and a Buddha bear called Mr. Lunt, with a big clock with no fingers hanging inside his door, and a sign reading, "No tick." And a fishmonger called Mr. Mudd, who wore a bowler hat behind the counter and a frock coat covered in fish scales, and he had 26 rolls of fly paper hanging from his ceiling and 3 cats asleep in the window. And I shall keep telling everyone that all this was fields. Then I shall move to another pub and find more young people and irritate them ceaselessly by asking with a twinkle in my eye how old they think I am, and pretend not to be hurt and offended when they say, "I don't know, 128, you boring old git." And I shall leer incessantly at young girls with big bosoms and wearing miniskirts, and I shall say to them in my seductive voice, "If I was 60 years younger, I'd show how easy to it." And I tell them that in my day we didn't have sex before marriage because the Sunday school teacher said we mustn't, and my parents didn't have sex after marriage. And I'll tell them that they were made to wear boxing gloves in bed, and if we kept on touching it, it would drop off. And I shall make another sweeping gesture and say, "All this was fields." And I shall keep repeating over and over, things were better then, when racehorses really cared about winning and you could gamble away your pension and still get your money back when the 2:30 was cancelled. And I'll hold their attention by telling them that the local buses used to be owned by a half-wits who started with a handcart in 1897, carrying workmen for tuppence a ride. And the old money, of course, before decimalisation. You all remember that. And the world got into serious debt. And I make them listen when I tell them that my old dad brought up a family of 12 on 4pence a week. And beer was stronger then. And cocoa tasted different. And woodbines were a penny. And we never even tasted a banana until we were 30. And there was no television. We played marbles instead. We went potato picking. And we swam in the canal. And I'll remind them again, all this was fields. When I grow old, young girls will still fancy me, even though I am smelly and more of a compost heap than a man. And they'll still call after me like they've always done, affectionately, using my catchphrase and my nickname. They'll go on rushing up to me and cuddling me and singing in my ear, "Wild thing, I think I love you." That's what they do now, when they scream after me in the street in a funny voice and say, "All this was fields." When my charisma begins to wear off, I'll write to the local papers reminding them what a celebrity I am. And I'm like a historic landmark, like the gasworks used to be, and the abattoir before they pulled it down. And just to help them to get my obituary ready in time, I'll remind them to be sure to put on my headstone that I was much loved, and that I was right, and when I was a young man, all this was fields.